And welcome back, everybody. Well, let us make our way... Oh, man, are you serious? Sometimes the mouse gets a little bit screwed up on this. It doesn't... That's what you get for an older game. I shouldn't be too surprised, but... Come on. Well... We've probably got a lot to do.
Our tour begins in the entry hall. Ludwig II lived from 1845 to 1886. He assumed the Bavarian throne at the age of 18 when his father died. Ludwig's passion was building castles. He built 3 during his lifetime: Linderhof, Herrenchiemsee, and Neuschwanstein. Plans for a 4th castle, Falkenstein, were underway when he died. In addition to his obsession with building, Ludwig also had a passion for classical heroic German mythology, a taste he shared with the German opera composer Richard Wagner. Neuschwanstein is decorated throughout with themes from these stories, most of which directly relate to Wagner's operas.
Oh! Is that you telling the story?
These scenes seem to tell a story, but I have no idea what story. I wonder where that door leads. I wonder where...
Go on in it. Nobody's there. You're fine. Who would dare stop Grace Nakamura?
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
You are now standing in the king's bedroom. The theme of the bedroom is Tristan and Isolde, a tragic love story retold in Wagner's opera. The opera was given its first performance in Munich in 1865, and a 20-year-old Ludwig attended. This is probably the most elaborate and expensive bedroom ever created. It took 14 woodcarvers 4.5 years to create this room. It was this kind of extravagance that bankrupted the king. In the years before his death, he found it increasingly difficult to find money from any source.
Hi.
I don't think the guards want to...
Scenes from the opera Tristan and Isolde. Scenes from the opera Tristan and Isolde.
I didn't realize the tour tape there. I should probably check on this. Gotta go back and check on this one. I know.
The paintings in this room are from the Siegfried saga.
These scenes are from the Siegfried saga.
Thanks, Gabriel Grace. I appreciate it. What would I do without you?
Did they have running water in 1886?
The richly carved bed, with its canopy, resembles a Gothic building and its turrets. The bed's draperies were handmade by dozens of Bavarian seamstresses.
Did they have running water in 1886? Maybe Ludwig thought all this luxury would help him sleep. Maybe
Spoilers! It didn't. I guess we go to here.
This is the king's living room. The walls are decorated with scenes from the Lohengrin saga. The king first saw Wagner's opera Lohengrin when he was 16, and it so affected him that he considered it a form of enlightenment. The tragedy of Lohengrin was his essential loneliness. This too was Ludwig's own fate. Ludwig withdrew more and more into his fantasy world of epic heroes an absolute monarchy. An ideal he was determined to create in his castles if he could not have it in his real life. He only wanted to be alone with his dreams, so much so that even his servants were kept at a distance and were not allowed to look at him.
What were you afraid they'd see?
Wandering guards people, probably. Grunhilda there would probably break you, Grace, so let's try and be careful around here.
I'm surprised people don't sit in these chairs when the guard's not looking. I'm surprised. These linens look seriously expensive. These linens look...
The miracle of the Grail.
Love just the random guards.
The swan motif is featured throughout the castle, but it is particularly prominent in this room. Both the swan and the lily were symbols Ludwig associated with himself. They represented his ideals of majesty and purity. The painting behind the swan shows Lohengrin's arrival.
More swans.
Uh-oh. Sneeze. Come on. I hate those sneezes that just, like, hang on your nose. And it's gonna, like, random sneak attack me. Like, I feel it pass, and I'm just gonna get sneak attacked by the sneeze. Wow, what the hell is this room?
This is a reproduction of the grotto from the Tannhäuser saga. In such places, Ludwig could pretend he was one of his beloved mythic heroes. As the grotto personifies, the castles were solitary playgrounds built for Ludwig alone. He believed the masses were too coarse to appreciate fine art, and he seldom entertained guests. In fact, Ludwig had a standing order that upon his death, the castles were to be destroyed. Fortunately, the estate was in such debt that the castles were opened for paying tours only weeks after Ludwig's death. They haven't closed since. It is one of the great ironies of Ludwig's story that the castles that he was thought insane for building are now considered Bavaria's finest treasures. They have paid for their construction many times over.
Hi. Do you want to talk to me?
I don't think the guard...
Okay.
I can almost picture Ludwig in here. I wonder what he really dreamt about in this room.
Werewolves? If Ludwig and Wagner were werewolves, it would be a, Oh wow, this room is
This is the
green.
king's study. Ludwig spent much time at his desk, writing letters, drawing up plans for his projects, and studying his favorite authors. He loved poetry, history, and the classics. In later years, he also studied the occult. What affairs of state he did reluctantly attend to, were generally attended to alone at his desk in writing. His reluctance to meet with his heads of state and perform the duties of the king were one of the reasons for the charges brought against him in 1886. But Ludwig dreamt of true kingship and a true monarchy, and the small powers left to him after Bavaria succeeded power to Prussia only incited his disdain and frustration. The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser saga and the Wartburg castle.
Okay.
I doubt there's anything left in there now. Besides, the guard would kill me if I touched it. I doubt that...
It's artwork though, so
The
it's
study
okay.
paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser saga in the Wartburg Castle.
I wonder why he was studying the occult before he died. I wonder why...
Because he was a werewolf?
I wonder...
I find that so interesting about American culture. Like, rated M for mature games. Doesn't matter. I mean, you could have blood spraying everywhere, mass murder, killing, whatever. That's all good. You show a tit and, oh my god, obscene. How can we look at this? This is horrible. Just, I always found that very, very comical for our culture. What? How am I back here? Ah! Oh, can I sit on it?
I'm surprised people don't...
I guess not. I am so lost. Go through here. Like, I feel... Ah! Up here, then? Oh my god. I saw a painting, though. I wanted to... Is this one?
The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser Saga in the Wartburg Castle.
You never know what's going to be important, but...
This is the final room of our tour, the Singers' Hall. It was modeled after the Singers' Hall of the Wartburg Castle, where minstrel competitions were held in the 13th century. The hall was built for small private concerts, but Ludwig himself never gave one here. It is said that during the last few years of Wagner's life, he came to Neuschwanstein frequently and performed for the king alone in this room. The hall is probably best known for its enigmatic wolf paintings. The original paintings were from the Parsifal saga, but in 1882, Ludwig had them replaced, supplying the description and titles of the new paintings himself.
Oops, shit.
This is the final room
God
of
damn
our
it.
tour.
It sounded like she was done.
It was modeled after the Singers' Hall of the Wartburg
Sorry.
Castle.
It sounded like she was
Minstrel
finished.
Competitions were held in the 13th century. The hall was built for small private concerts, but Ludwig himself never gave one here. It is said that during the last few years of Wagner's life, he came to Neuschwanstein frequently and performed for the king alone in this room. The hall is probably best known for its enigmatic wolf paintings. The original paintings were from the Parsifal saga, but in 1882, Ludwig had them replaced, supplying the description and titles of the new paintings himself. While all the other rooms in the castle show scenes from Wagner's operas, the scenes in this room are not from any opera that anyone can identify. It is yet another of the many mysteries associated with the life of the fairy tale king. Engelhard courts Hildegunde.
Yes, of course.
The hunters track down Engelhard and Hildegunde.
There must be a story behind these wolf paintings. But what story? There must...
Hey.
I don't think the...
Okay. Apparently I can't jump on the chandeliers. Very disappointed about this. I don't know if these both lead to the same... Oh my god. Okay.
This is the final room of our tour, the Singers' Hall.
Okay, so
It
it's
was
just the
modeled
same
after
thing.
the Singers' Hall. The hall was built. The hall is probably best known.
Nice view of the Alps.
Ludwig's childhood castle, Hohenschwangau, is visible from the lookout in the Singers' Hall. The wedding feast of Hildegunde and the Baron. Hildegunde's imprisonment.
Okay, I guess I can't. Is that it then? I guess it is. Alright. Well, we got a little bit further. Let's go back to the Museum of Wagner of Ludwig, and see if the Valkyrie can tell us anything. Ja, das.
I don't have anything to say to her.
Okay. What about this gentleman up here? We can talk about the wolf painting. Ah, God. There we go.
Have you ever heard about the wolf panels in the Singers' Hall at Neuschwanstein?
Did my brother send you here?
No.
Probably not. It's only the letter to the conductor, the wolf panels. Oh, my brother thinks I am crazy because of all my theories.
What theories?
She's so...
This is quatsch. If there was a lost opera, a lost Wagner opera, and if one could find it, to a conductor, this would be like finding King Tut's tomb. But people have looked for it before. If it ever existed, it is gone forever. My brother says I waste my time even thinking about it.
I don't think you do.
I'm curious. Is there any other information that points to the lost opera besides Ludwig's letter and the wolf panels?
It's nothing. I'm not even supposed to have seen it. You see,
what?
My brother says that Wagner was too egotistical to have produced a lost opera. If he was working on something new, every person in Bayreuth would have heard about it. On the other hand, it was in Ludwig's character to have wanted a private opera.
But it wouldn't have been private. Ludwig's letter shows he intended it to be played in Munich.
Yes, but that it would get so far without Wagner telling others? Why keep it a secret?
Maybe there was a very good reason for secrecy.
Like he was a werewolf.
For example?
Like... Never mind.
Love Grace. Alright, let us return to Rittesberg. Let's go back to the bar. Let's be honest. If we're going to find answers, it's going to be at the bar. They're gone. God damn it. Where did the crazies go? Guten Tag.
Herr Huber?
Yes. Yes.
Are the Smiths in their room?
Ja, I believe so.
Could you ask them to come down, please?
Ja, natürlich.
Now you just tell Merle what's going on.
Oh, God. The dream.
I had a dream last night. I didn't remember it at first, but I saw something today at one of the museums.
What was the dream?
I was being chased in the woods by wolves. And I saw a sleigh. Ludwig was inside. He pulled me up, and I thought I was safe. But then he turned into a wolf.
So what do you think, Mother?
A dream of rescue is a spiritual guide dream. The High Priestess in Gabriel's cards must be linked to Ludwig somehow.
What do the wolves represent?
I'm a psychic, dear, not Freud. But the warning I got was about the black wolf, wasn't it? And the wolves in the dream. It must be the same danger.
It's so frustrating. The more I find out, the more questions I have.
Why don't you try a little communicating of your own? Ludwig's the link. Appeal to him. The answers may not come right away, but at least you'll give the guide something specific to say the next time she contacts you.
Isn't there any way that you could, you know, do a psychic reading on Ludwig or something?
To tell you the truth, I've been trying all day to make contact, but I only feel great despair. Ludwig's soul is not at peace.
Okay.
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, I think that's good enough for us for right now, folks. So, as always, thank you very much for watching Gabriel Night 2, and tune in to the next episode. We're on 22 now, I believe. So, thanks for watching, folks.